Okay, and we're live. Apologies for the technical difficulties there for those who are watching the first semi-final. For those of you just joining us, I'm Jack Landale. I will be commentating for the semi-finals today, and we have Erin Holmes on the left side of the piece with Glydon on the right side, Alex Farley refereeing, James Lemaitre on VAR. Match getting underway now. And no points currently, but we are getting underway with the second semi-final. If you missed the first semi-final, this match is to determine who will face Rebecca Ragland, who won the first semi-final, Rebecca Ragland being the second seed of the competition. Glydon today on the right is our first seed, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not she can progress to the final against Erin Holmes. Certainly making a good start with the opening point. And that's not target there from Glydon. The match continues. And it looks like the referee is going to VAR for the first time in these semi-finals. He'll be consulting with James Lemaitre on which side the point will go to. Fairly quick decision there from Alex Farley. Let's see which way he decides to go with the point. And he gives it to Glydon. Going in to the next point. And that one goes again to Glydon, who is establishing a very strong lead to begin this match. And that's another point for Glydon. Again from Glydon there. Erin Holmes really struggling to maintain any points so far. Certainly Glydon having the better of the start for the two. And that's another point. Now a 6-point lead for our first seed. Holmes definitely struggling in this semi-final bout. And that's another point going in to Glydon, taking us to 7 points to 0. And that's the opening point there from Erin Holmes, who I imagine must be relieved to finally be on the scoreboard. Still a high mountain to climb though, with those 6 points that Glydon has managed to accrue on her opponent. And it looks like the referee's going to VAR once again. He doesn't know if they hit the first or the second hit, it seems like, according to the fencer, who very kindly let me know about that. Certainly a very light-hearted match today. Had a wonderful day of fencing for all weapons. And that is another point on the board for Erin Holmes. And that is another point going in for Glydon, taking her to 8 points to 2. And that's another point going in for our first seed, taking us back to a 7-point lead. Very difficult mountain to climb for Erin Holmes here. Stranger things have certainly happened, but it would be a very, very difficult match. And that's another point going in for Glydon, taking us to 10 points to 2. And another point going on the board, taking it now to 11-2. Glydon really dominating this first period of the match, and it's increasingly looking like this may potentially be the only period of this match if Glydon's dominance continues onwards. Whether or not that is the case, we will see. And that's another paro post coming in there from Glydon. Now 12-2, with 15 seconds on the clock for this first period. And that's time. We do in fact go on to a second period. One must be thinking what's going through the minds of both fencers. Glydon with an incredibly dominant first period. Erin Holmes with a massive mountain to climb, having to score 10 points to even the scores and a further 13 points for Erin Holmes if she wants to get to the final, whereas Glydon only requiring 3 more points to hit that golden mark of 15. Very much in the hands of Glydon, although the two do seem to be sharing their break together. Certainly no hard feelings on that front. And going back into on guard position for the second period. One must imagine that Glydon is going to seal the victory in this second period, but stranger things have certainly happened, and Erin Holmes certainly could still bring things back. We will see how things progress. That is another point for Glydon though, bringing her to 13, widening that gap ever further. And another point for Glydon. She now requires only a single point to progress into the finals. And that's a final point going in for our first seed, who will progress to the finals to meet Rebecca Ragland. Fantastic match there, fantastic display of dominance from Glydon. Commiserations to Erin Holmes, who certainly fenced quite well considering. Certainly not a knock on her ability, but I believe Glydon was just too good on the day for her to get any further. She will take away a third place medal, however, which rightfully deserved considering her performance today at the Open. So, as we wait for the final to commence, it will be Glydon and Rebecca Ragland. So stay tuned for that final match.